Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my YouTube channel, so welcome. In today's video we're going to be doing a pick a group reading that I actually love doing. This topic is so intriguing for me. It's definitely the kind of reading that I like to do on myself. I like to consider this reading for those who are brave enough to do it, so trust that the messages are going to be very honest. However, this is not a prediction reading. We are playing with the hands of fate and having a look at what would happen if you choose this option versus that option. What would happen if you did this versus what would happen if you do that? So if you've been following me for a while, you're probably very familiar with this theme. You may also be familiar with the fact that I love the Matrix trilogy. I'm obsessed with that whole thing. It's technically a 4G, whatever you would call that, quadrilogy. Anyway, there's 4 movies now, but I still love the original trilogy, and I love the concept. I love the idea that it could all be a simulation, which would be very fucking scary. Sorry for swearing, but it would be terrifying. At the same time, it would kind of be confirming at this point in life. So today's video is based off The Matrix and the concept of choice and the idea that if you choose this pathway, this journey, there will be subsequent consequences, and if you choose that journey, there will be subsequent consequences. So we are doing a red pill, blue pill video today. What would happen if you chose the blue pill versus what would happen if you chose the red pill? So without making the concept too confusing for those who aren't familiar with the Matrix, the blue pill is usually a choice that is less radical than the red pill. It's usually a choice that has a little bit of a safety net attached, or it is connected to some sort of comfort zone, whereas the red pill choice is usually more radical, a lot more risky, and has a lot more unknown attached to it. So in today's reading, we're going to start by looking at each of the group's situations to confirm that you've chosen the right group. We'll have a look at why you feel conflicted in the first place. What is the decision that you feel you need to make and why? And then when you feel like that situation is confirmed with yours, we're going to explore each of the choices. What would happen if you chose the blue pill? What is the blue pill option for you first and foremost? And then what would happen if you chose that option? What advice does Spirit have for the blue pill option? And what affirmation or additional guidance would you need if you choose that option? And then we're going to do the same thing for the red pill for each of the groups. What is the red pill option in your situation? What would happen if you choose the red pill? What advice do you need, and what additional guidance and affirmation would you need if you chose the red pill? So each of the 3 groups had a similar theme of being at a crossroads. So I would encourage you, if you do not feel conflicted or at a crossroads, or you feel like you don't have any major choices coming up, then maybe this isn't the reading for you. However, if you think you do have messages in this reading, I would recommend that you at least listen to the situation part of the reading in the first 10 minutes to either confirm that you should be here or confirm that this isn't your reading. So without further ado, that's what you can expect in today's blue pill versus red pill reading. What should you do? Let me introduce the 3 groups to you. So I'll just zoom in a little bit, starting with group 1 over here. We've chosen palmstone crystals again. Group 1, you have this red palmstone crystal. It's either a sunstone or a red carnelian. I'm not 100% confident. All I can say is it is very orange, very red. Group 1, this crystal feels very energizing. It's a crystal that brings a lot of vitality to my space. It's also a crystal that needs a lot of recharging because it is, in my opinion, a mood raiser rather than a mood stabilizer. So that's what I can tell you about the energy of this palm stone. It's very vibrant, it feels a little zesty, and it brings a raised sort of energy. That's group 1. If you feel drawn to this crystal, you are a part of group 1's reading. Group 2, you have the selenite palm stone crystal. This is a recharger crystal. It's used to often recharge other crystals or your space in general that you are using it in. It's a very light crystal. It feels lighter than my other palm stones physically because of all the compressed fractions of selenite that are put together to create the selenite crystal. But aside from being physically light, it also, like in terms of energy, is very light as well. So if you feel drawn to this crystal, you are a part of group 2's reading today. And then we have group 3 with the Amazonite palm stone. I've had this for the longest out of these 3 crystals. It's one of my key crystals that I use for all my channeling. It helps me connect to my throat chakra. It really helps with my communication. Sometimes it helps me over-explain things, but it is a good crystal of clarity and communication. I love Amazonite. I love working with it. If you feel drawn to this crystal, you're a part of group 3's reading. Now, if you're still not sure which of these 3 groups you're feeling most drawn to, you can pause the video now if you need more time, or you could choose to join me in the meditation portion of this reading, which will be playing straight after this clip. It's a quick 1-minute meditation created to connect you to your intuition and to help you feel confident when you intuitively choose a crystal. The meditation guides you to select a group that you feel most drawn to based on your intuitive feelings. So if that's what you think you need, it will be playing after this clip. Otherwise, when you know which of these 3 groups you're feeling most drawn to, click on your timestamp in the description box and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi Group 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this very red, I believe it's a carnelian. I'm not entirely confident. It looks like a giant red carnelian palm stone, but if you chose this beautiful red crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are asking for messages about confirmation and just checking if you're on the right path. The main topic of this reading is red pill, blue pill. What will happen if you choose either? So to help kind of figure out your situation, I'm just going to pull some oracle cards and we'll double check what your situation is. If that resonates, you're more than welcome to continue. If it doesn't resonate, then you may have messages in a different group, or this may not be your reading group 1, but let's see how we go. What is going on for group 1's situation, Spirit? What is the situation that they're in? Why are they confused about what to do? Red pill, blue pill, what should you do? What is group 1's situation? What is group 1's situation? Can I get one more card of confirmation? At the back of the deck, we have what is hidden will be revealed. So it feels like you're confused because you think there are things that are being withheld from you. In this situation, you feel like someone is either purposefully withholding information, or there is a lot that you're having to guess. There is a lot that you may have picked up through intuitive means. Maybe tarot readings have told you a lot, but when it comes to reality, you've found it very hard to ascertain what is real in terms of what is factual versus what is misleading, confusing, or just not real. You know, I do think that in this situation you've had a lot of tarot readings, or this is something that you've been really sort of dreaming about and connecting to your intuition about for confirmation. I feel like you have more intuitive confirmation rather than hard-pressed facts to confirm. So let's have a look at your situation. We have restlessness, number 73. We have laughing and crying, 45. We have hiding, number 15. We also have rainbow transference, which is the number 21. So what is the situation? It feels like you're in a situation where you think you're running out of time. You feel very pressed for time. You're getting restless. You think that something either should have happened by now, or that you're going to have to make a decision and take action very soon. Whatever this restlessness is about, it is also impacting your sleep. And I think that this is something that you think about a lot. It may keep you up at night. It's something that floods your thoughts. So for some of you, you're trying to distract yourself from this by really keeping yourself busy, throwing yourself into tasks that are mentally demanding so that you don't have to think about this as much as you are. There also feels like there's a lot of pressure in this situation. You may be afraid of choosing the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing because you think that other people are watching you or judging you, or you think you have a lot to lose. I just feel like there are a lot of eyes on you, or this is a situation which could draw a lot of attention if it goes wrong. I can also see that this is something that has you feeling confused with the laughing and crying card. You don't know whether this is a positive feeling or a negative feeling at times. Some of you feel like you may be unhealthily attached to the outcome, obsessing over this a little bit, but I also think that your emotional being is very confused when it comes to what you want in this situation. I do think that part of the situation is you trying to avoid getting hurt. You may be in a situation now where you have delayed taking risky action because you're afraid of either a rejection, reading the situation very, very wrong, or you're afraid of prematurely jumping towards something because, again, it just feels like you're unsure if you read the situation right. You don't know and much in terms of cold, hard facts. I also think with this laughing and crying reversed, that this is a situation that has brought you a lot of ups and downs. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, even if it's only recently started developing. I think that it's very mixed feelings. Hiding is interesting. I feel like someone in this situation, you or someone you're dealing with, hasn't been as forthcoming with their energy, with their efforts, with their communication. It feels like there is a withdrawn energy, or this assumption of somebody running from the situation or hiding from the situation, an avoidant energy here of someone not kind of stepping up and taking accountability. I also think that in the situation, you believe that a lot is hidden from you. Feelings, for example, maybe information is being hidden from you. You believe that there is a lot more than meets the eye in the situation, and you feel like there's something being withheld from you. With rainbow transference, I think that in this situation, you are hopeful. There is a part of you that really wants the best possible outcome here. You're really hoping that your intuition is right. You're hoping that all those intuitive hits are right. You're hoping that your radar was right. But I think that for others of you, or I can say confidently that this whole group is also trying to be cautiously skeptical. You're not trying to get your hopes up. you do feel like you're protecting yourself a little bit from the worst possible outcome, which in this case would be a rejection and a major setback in you feeling like you can't trust what you feel, which is already where you're at, to be honest. Like, you're already struggling to trust how you feel. But I do think with rainbow transference, there is a part of you that is remaining hopeful, despite the fact that you're also skeptical and you're also holding back due to fear of failure. Let's have a look at confirmation for this situation. We have pink bubble fairy. So this seems to be some sort of manifestation that you've set for yourself. This seems to be something that you were really wishing for, something that you really wanted. And I think that for some of you, you've already made peace with the fact that this may not go the way that you wanted. You've already tried to kind of reconcile with a loss that hasn't happened yet, just to kind of help prepare your expectations. A portion of this group is already convinced that this isn't going to work out, that this isn't going to happen. So let's have a look now. If that resonates, this is your group. Let's have a look now at, actually, we might just put these away. What your options are. What is your blue pill option? So we'll start with the blue pill and then we'll get the red pill. So what is group one's blue pill? What is group one's blue pill? What is group one's blue pill? The back of the deck, we have someone soon. We have the hold and scry mirror. Okay. What is group one's blue pill? We have parsec. All right. The back of the deck, we have multiverse. Okay. Get tarot out here too. I'm using a Halloween Oracle deck, tarot deck, because I will be filming this around Halloween season and it is my favorite season. Okay, so blue pill spirit. What happens if they take the blue pill? We have the magician. What happens if they take the blue pill option in this situation? What happens if they choose the blue pill? We have the Seven of Crystals reversed. What happens if they choose the blue pill option? What happens if they choose the blue pill? Because remember, the whole point of this reading is that there is no right or wrong. We're just trying to look at what will happen if you do this versus that. We have the Nine of Wands. At the back of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. Okay, one last card. What is their advice if they take the blue pill option? What is their advice if they take the blue pill option, Spirit? Okay. Back of the deck is Self-Reliance reversed. And the card that came out for you was Passion, which is the Azalea card. I'm going to get affirmations as well, but we'll get that at the end. So let me just move this back a little bit so we have more room. The blue pill option would be you waiting for the right time to figure out whether you should be taking action or not. It feels like you're waiting for someone else. It feels like you're waiting for someone to come towards you with information. And this blue pill option is you kind of waiting a little bit longer and hoping that they will be the ones who initiate conversation, action, or just kind of initiate the situation in order to move forward. The blue pill option is what feels like the safer option for you because it involves you just kind of being in a little bit of a limbo and trusting that you have invested enough energy thus far. The blue pill option also involves you not kind of extending out of a comfort zone when it comes to where things currently stand, and you just kind of sitting and waiting to see if anything changes on their end first, hoping that they will reach out soon. I do see with the hold reversed that this is also about you kind of trying to surrender the situation and let go of your control towards the situation. It does feel like for some of you, this could be you distracting yourself and focusing on other things and just keeping your mind busy like you've been doing. But I just want to clarify Parsec real quick, because that card is a card I'm not 100% confident with when I read it, when it comes out. It feels like a card of separation, but I'm just going to double check my intuition. Clarify Parsec, please, Spirit. Distance, yeah. It is distance. Pause for a new flow. Empty the mind of noises, images, and movement which do not help create a blank space. With distance, we can appreciate the place to fill later with new apparitions which are not taking up place as they are unable to find an open space. So it feels like the blue pill is about you giving yourself space and time to understand the situation better, to also surrender some of the chaos, confusion, and uncertainty. And I feel like you're hoping that things will become clearer as well. The blue pill option would be you surrendering the situation, taking distance in order to gain clarity, and leaving the ball in the universe's court or the other person's court, because it feels like some of you are dealing with someone else. And you're going to be under the assumption, if you take the blue pill, that if they really want it, they'll come and get it, type of thing, or they'll reach out for it, you know, hoping that whoever else is involved will take the initiative first. The scry mirror over here is saying that in this separation, in this distance moment of surrendering, you will also be getting answers and kind of seeking answers subliminally about this situation. The way that I see this is that even though you surrender it, you're still receiving information about this. So this isn't something that I think you can fully let go of. It's something that always kind of has, either it's because it's something that you still want, or because it's a situation in which you still have energy invested. I think that information about this person, the situation, will still be finding you, even if you try to create distance, even if you take that long road trip, or even if you try to travel to a different location. I think that energy is still invested here, and the blue pill option is a feeling of you kind of giving yourself more time out and trying to surrender the situation. However, with the scry mirror, it just feels like things still kind of catch up to you, and you do still receive energetic updates about this, and you do still receive a lot of confirmation about this situation in terms of, yes, this is something that you are still attached to. Tarot is saying that if you do choose your blue pill option, this is going to put a lot of responsibility back on you with the Magician. The Magician is saying that this is a situation in which you have a lot of control over. Choosing the blue pill option means that you become more in control of the situation. However, this also means that you have a responsibility then. You can't blame the other person or whoever else is involved in the situation for it not progressing as quickly as it could have, because you're the one that chose to take control back by doing this. Your actions in this option are directly impacting the process. So if you choose to remain passive, create distance, and surrender, you are choosing to kind of delay this. And I only say that because I don't think it's the wrong option. I just want you to be aware of the fact that the accountability is all on you with the Magician. And it feels like this is both empowering because you feel a little bit more confident being back in your comfort zone, but it also feels like you're not realizing how much power you have to have this sooner than you wanted, if you wanted it. I do see with the Seven of Crystals reversed that there is a feeling of you getting clarity and realizing that something was actually honest when you thought it wasn't. The Seven of Crystals is the Seven of Swords, and when it's reversed, it's almost like we're the ones that jumped to conclusions. We assumed they weren't being honest. We assumed that they were trying to hurt us, but actually they were in the right. So I do think that with this Magician energy, you're the one who may end up being the little kind of saboteur instead of the other person, okay? Or whoever, whatever else this is about. I do think that communication and action is going to end up being in your hands, even though it's something that you're avoiding. Taking the blue pill option means that you are taking all the control back. Even if that means that you're kind of trying to surrender it and release it, you're actually putting blockages up in the way or creating distance to the point where if you want to return, it's in your hands, it's in your court. I also think with the Nine of Wands that if this is something that you're trying to do to see if the feelings change, they don't. If this is something that you're trying to do to see if you can kind of numb yourself from it, you won't. I do think with the Nine of Wands that choosing the blue pill option means that the desire continues, the passion or the urge to pursue this will still be there. You may just be able to temporarily trick yourself into believing it isn't with the Magician card. And that's why your advice with the blue pill is passion. Stop avoiding what you want. Stop telling yourself you can't have it, and stop convincing yourself that it doesn't want you as much as you want it. I think with Azalea here, the blue pill is encouraging you to observe your passion as a sense of direction. For example, a lot of us, we don't observe passion as being intuitive, but how would we know that we're interested in something if we don't enjoy doing it? You know, life would be so boring if we didn't have passion, excitement, creativity, and desire. These things help attract us to what we want and help us understand that we enjoy doing what we want as well. So observe your passion, your sacral chakra, your attraction, your desire as something that is guiding you towards what you want as well as what wants you in this situation. Can I get a card of affirmation for those who will choose the blue pill? Can I get a card of affirmation for those who will choose the blue pill? We have stillness, lack of movement. You've got to make your bed and lie in it if this is what you're choosing to do. You will create a still moment, which may help you confirm what you want, which in which case is never wrong. You set the pace for your journey with the blue pill. But your affirmation is confirming that stillness will create a lack of movement, which will slow the situation down, but it feels like something going into hibernation. When you come out of hibernation, the passion is still there, the fire is still there, the attraction and the desire is still there. At the back of the deck, we have your wish is coming true, celebrate your success. It is reversed. So if you choose the blue pill, it's just a roundabout way of realizing exactly what you want, which may be very similar to where you're at now, despite the confusion. So let's have a look at the red pill option. If you choose the red pill, what is the red pill option for group 1? What is the red pill option? We have repopulation reversed. What is the red pill option for group 1? We also have green, and we have slimy reversed. At the back of the deck, we have under a spell reversed. What will happen if group 1 chooses the red pill instead? What will happen? We have the 5 of Candles reversed. What will happen if group 1? We have the 9 of Candles again. This is the 9 of Wands. What will happen if they choose the red pill instead? And we have the King of Cups. At the back of the deck, we have the 8 of Potions, 8 of Cups. Okay, what is the advice for those who are choosing the red pill. What is the advice for those who are choosing the red pill? Okay, we have heartfelt apology. And we also have freedom. Freedom. The back of the deck, we have shape-shifting, foxglove. Wildflower and hydrangea are down here as well. So this is very telling. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that a major obstacle between you and what you want is you listening to what other people want and expect from you. Putting obstacles in the way by giving other people power over the situation and listening to their opinions and listening to their noise. I feel that the red pill option may not be safer because it does involve you standing up for yourself and walking away from people who don't have your best interest at heart. It's highly likely that in this situation, you're listening to somebody else who is telling you what to do, how to act, and what to say. I just realized we need to pull another card from the Cosmos Oracle. What is the red pill situation, please, Spirit? What is the red pill situation? We have 333. Yeah. 3 for me, it makes me think of King's Cup. But anyway, without revealing too much about my habits, I do think that in this situation, choosing the blue pill is choosing to agree with someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart. Someone's convincing you to kind of hold back and to not go for what you want and to just give yourself time and to settle into something safer instead. And that is either a safety net of behavior that you have been doing, or that is a safety net in terms of an opportunity. Do this because it's safer. Do that because it's less risky. And you listen to them with the blue pill, but that passion for what you actually want doesn't go away. It just comes back later. And for some of you, way later. With the red pill, this involves you standing up for yourself and wanting what you want, staying true to what you want, regardless of what other people think, and walking away from people who can't support your decisions. It does feel like you may need to call someone out by doing this because you're releasing that control that they have over you. At the very least, you're distancing yourself from people who have deceptive tendencies. And whether that means they're malicious or not, sometimes people have their heart is in the right place. They just don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want to see you sabotage something, but they don't have your best interest at heart. They don't understand. Desire is so subjective. You can be inspired by somebody else's passion, but you can't experience the same amount of passion that they feel. So I do think that the red pill is you walking away from someone who does not have your best interest at heart and choosing the most fertile, fruitful option for you that will allow you to grow with what you want and with what you hope. I do think that this means you walking away from something instead of like trying to kind of fix it. Just realizing that this is what you want and this isn't what you want. But we will examine that 3333 card a little bit further. Clarify this 3333 card, please, Spirit. Gratitude. This is a good time to be grateful for what there is. Conflict arises when the mind acknowledges this behavior and decides to whisper in our ear. So the hunt for growth and transmutation is one of our key passions as a human race. Conflict arises when the mind acknowledges this behavior and decides to whisper in our ear. What started as motivation and as a lovely romantic comedy changes halfway through, more likely to a thriller movie. Now all it generates is constant dissatisfaction rather than motivation. And this leads us to forgetting to be grateful for what is. Gratitude is not just a beautiful word, it is a powerful energy key, which opens the way to other dimensions akin to our being. Today, I would like to invite you to pause your search for a moment and concentrate on what you are eternally grateful for, but you may have forgotten to check in with for a while. Today, particularly now, is a good time to be grateful. So you've gotten this card because choosing the red pill is also about aligning with your highest good in terms of the vibration of I deserve this, I'm worthy of this, I am grateful for this opportunity, I acknowledge that this opportunity is for me, and just really convincing yourself that every opportunity, however risky, however unrealistic, because you've told yourself there's no way this could happen. The red pill is about you believing that it wouldn't even be a possibility if it wasn't meant for you. You are worthy, you are deserving, and you are grateful. It feels like it's a very ambitious option, the red pill, but it's definitely one that will inspire you to keep growing. It doesn't offer stagnancy, it offers growth immediately. And Tarot is saying that once you choose the red pill, the Five of Candles reverse says the drama will dissipate. Your social circle may get smaller because you're choosing to quieten the noise of other people's opinions, and you're focusing more on what you want. With the Nine of Candles, you're continuing your search for your passion, and you're deepening your desire for a successful outcome by really pushing yourself to be successful in this situation. For some of you, this isn't just about courage. This is about determination and seeing something through to the end. I also think with the King of Potions, there is a great chance for emotional reward here, a sense of trust within self, because you know that you can trust your intuitive feelings. By choosing the red pill, you're confirming that what you suspected was right all along. But you're also, with the King of Potions, maturing and learning more about people and their influences over you, and how to better manage your emotional expectations versus how to spot emotionally manipulative behavior as well. Whether this person had malicious intentions or not, I do think that their opinion was at times emotionally manipulative in keeping you into the safe zone, the comfort zone. So I do think with the Eight of Potions at the back of the deck, choosing the red pill is you walking away from that behavior and recognizing that behavior, maturing to be able to recognize it when it resurfaces in other people's behavior or in future situations. Your advice with the red pill is very much about seeking freedom and about finding your wildflower within, choosing what is best for you. The hydrangea over here is saying that you may need to find it in your heart to forgive that person, because I don't think for most of you they had malicious intentions, as I've been saying. I genuinely think they thought they were helping, but I also think that hydrangea is encouraging you to gain that emotional insight, maturity, and wisdom to be able to stop similar cycles from happening in the future as well. So let's close your reading by getting an advice/affirmation card for those who will choose the red pill. What affirmation will be most helpful for those who will choose the red pill option? Okay, we have flow. See where it takes you. So your affirmation is very much about surrendering in a different way, surrendering fear, surrendering the comfort that other people's convictions offer, and by standing sure in what you want, which is scary, but it's very liberating. Your affirmation, if you choose the red pill, is flow. See where this takes you. Take a chance and see where it takes you. At the back of the deck, we have joy. Your inner child is here to play. I feel like this card is reversed because it kind of feels like in this whole situation, especially with the red pill, your main disconnect is with you aligning with what is going to make you most happy, most passionate, most excited. And again, there's no right or wrong, but if you choose the red pill, It is about a choice of pursuing what is going to make you happy and trying to appease your inner child to ensure that at the end of the day, you aren't being held back and limited by what other people expect and want from you. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 1. That is what is going to happen if you choose the red pill option versus the blue pill option. As I said throughout this whole reading, there is no wrong or right choice. This is a general reading. Obviously, the red pill ends up being a lot more radical and the blue pill ends up being a little bit more safer. That's just how these readings go. However, your situation is unique and it is unique to you. I hope that you can be supportive in the comment section to each other in the group, because we don't know what the other person is going through. If you choose the red pill, it's not fair to judge someone who may choose the blue pill. If you choose the blue pill, it's not fair to judge someone who may choose the red pill, for example. We don't know what we're each experiencing as individuals, and we can only do the best that we can with the information that we have. So I do hope that this reading was informative. I hope it confirmed a lot of things that you already suspected and felt. You're a highly intuitive being, group 1, and at the end of the day, you just need to really trust in the decisions that you make for yourself. Trust the feelings that guide those decisions. Give yourself enough time to understand those feelings better if you are struggling to trust them. And I wish you all the best on your journey moving forward. Thank you for all your time, your energy, and your support. I shall connect with you in another video. Bye. Hi group 2 and welcome in. If you chose the selenite palm stone, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In today's video, we are asking Spirit, blue pill or red pill, what should you do? Now, technically speaking, there is no wrong choice. I'm not trying to do this reading to make you feel guilty or to make you feel less empowered by your choices. The whole point of this type of reading is to give you as much information about what will happen if you do this, if you do that. And so that hopefully with that foresight, you're able to confidently select a choice that you can feel happy with, if that makes sense. So let's get into it. We're going to start your reading by having a quick look into your situation, just to confirm that you picked the right group. So group 2, please Spirit, those who chose the selenite palm stone, what is going on with their situation? Why do they have a blue pill, red pill situation? Group 2. What is going on? No. What is going on with their situation? My dog Yoda loves tearing up paper and tissues. I'm trying to get him to not do it. He's so cheeky. It's kind of cute. Group 2. What is their situation, please, Spirit? But if you hear me saying things like no, that's who I'm talking to. What is going on with group 2, please, Spirit? What is going on with group 2? Oh my gosh. What is going on with group 2? There's a lot. There's a lot. You guys are definitely on the precipice of something big, a huge decision in your journey, a huge new pathway. I definitely feel like you're about to start a new cycle. I don't know if you realize the weight of what is happening. I don't mean to make you feel overwhelmed, but this simple decision is going to create more avenues for you. I see a complete shift and possibility and opportunity. I do see a lot of different things opening up for you. So how I would best describe this is you may only choose, you may be deciding like, what college do I go to? What job do I pick next? What career should I start? No. But I see that decision is going to fork off into other different opportunities, choices, possibilities. It's a pretty big deal. Can we get any other confirmation for group 2 that they have picked the right group? This could even have to do with like buying property. That keeps coming up lately, just as an example of how you just think it's, you know, maybe a milestone, but it includes establishing a new life and potentially setting yourself up in a different location as well. At the back of the deck, we have Labyrinth. So very interesting energy from this group. We have repopulation, sitting on top of the world, alchemy, and inside looking out. So this is what I think the situation is for you, group 2. I believe that you are feeling confused about where something that you are currently manifesting is going. I think you've already started this process. There's a feeling of already being partially locked into some sort of cycle, chapter, or choice. And I do think that you've put energy into this with alchemy, you've put intention into this, but you're still sort of trying to decide like what is going to happen next, where is this all leading to? I think there is this fear of not thinking big enough, not going big enough, and potentially settling for something less than what you could have. I definitely feel like this group, the main confusion is, how far should I go? How high do I set my bar? How big should my expectations be? And I do think that there is this strong feeling of reinventing the situation. Maybe you're the first generation to do this. You're the first person in your family to do this, or you're kind of paving the way for others to follow in some way. And I think that for some of you, you don't have sound advice from your close circle because maybe they lack experience or they just don't have the knowledge to be able to help you. There is an aspect of your journey that feels like you have to do it alone. And in that way, it's very much a trailblazer feeling. The other thing about your group is it really feels like you are very ambitious. I think that you've really kind of put some big possibilities out there into the universe and kind of gone like, hey, this is what I want. Let's make it happen. And I do think that your blue pill, red pill situation is going to be more so about how far do you take it? How much energy do you put into it? How much longer do you wait for it to happen? Or just how high do you set the bar? That's what I feel we're going to be exploring, especially if you've already received certain offers or opportunities. I think that this group is like, well, do I keep waiting for the next big thing? Do I look at that? Predictions of growth was underneath your bottom deck energy. When do I stop? Where do I go from here? Where do I grow from here? So let's get your extra confirmation card. We have something that is never truly yours. There is this strong feeling of your situation kind of being connected to a feeling of missing out or never knowing, being afraid of never knowing. If I don't try, if I really don't push my barriers, my boundaries, will I ever know? You know, how will I ever know? So I do think that this group is very ambitious. You guys may be very entrepreneurial, or you're just kind of on the precipice of experiencing things that are very new, innovative, somewhat dynamic, especially within your experience. You haven't kind of been through this before. And I could see that attracting a lot of newness into your life, depending on the choices you make. You could be experiencing new relationships, new friendships, a whole new lifestyle, a completely new perspective. You could even be expanding your concepts of these societal structures like schooling, education, the political system. You know, it really feels huge, these shifts. I'm kind of making it out to be a massive thing, but this group, I don't think you realize like how big of a cycle you're about to begin and enter. So if that resonates, then this is definitely your group. If it doesn't really resonate, then I highly recommend that you go back and see if you feel drawn to a different group. Otherwise, this may not be your reading this time around. Let's get into it. Let's have a look at what would happen if you chose the blue pill option. So Spirit, for group 2 situation, what is the blue pill option? For group 2 situation, what is the blue pill option, please? Okay. The back of the deck, we have make it look like night. For group 2's situation, what is the blue pill option, please, Spirit? For group 2's situation, what is the blue pill option? Okay, if you say so. You have a lot to look forward to in this life, group 2. You do. We have solar flares at the back of this deck. So in terms of what this is, we have the one who hides the sun. We also have can't be caught. And we have the all-knower. From my Cosmos Oracle deck, we have density. What will happen if they choose the blue pill? Sorry, I'm just going to keep shuffling. We're going to get all the information out before I start talking. What will happen if they choose the blue pill? We have the Ace of Candles. What will happen if they choose this blue pill, please, Spirit? We have the Four of Candles reversed. What will happen if they choose? We have Judgment reversed. And at the back of Tarot, we have the Knight of Presents. May I get one more card, please? What will happen if they choose the blue pill, please, Spirit? One more card. What will happen if they choose the blue pill? The Three of Presents. Okay. What's at the back of the deck now? Temperance reversed. Yes, that makes sense. One more card. What is the advice if they choose the blue pill? What is the advice if they choose the blue pill, please, Spirit? What is the advice? We have 2 cards. We'll take them both. At the back of the deck, we have Nourishment, the Crocus card. It is reversed, but I don't really read reversals in this deck. We just see what comes out. We have Lily of the Valley. Power to visualize a better word is your advice. Oh my Lord. We also have Carnation, Mother. So I'm not going to lie. I know that I'm a preacher of we all have our own destiny, and I'm a preacher of you write your own story, your own narrative. The universe will help you, but ultimately it's our actions that create our life. I do think, group 2, that it is a part of your life path, whether you believe in karma, whether you believe in destiny, whether you believe in soul contracts, whether you believe in life paths and needing to sort of fulfill a certain prophecies or residual energies from past lives, whatever terminology you use, like reincarnation, for example, through karmic ties and karmic regressions. I just feel like you are supposed to experience a lot of growth, a lot of abundance, a lot of newness in the sense of innovation, entrepreneurship in your own way in this lifetime. You are not born in this lifetime when we are so technologically advanced and progressive and free speaking and free thinking to be someone who never reaches their full potential. You were supposed to be a part of the innovative crowd of those who reinvent and offer shifts in perspective and kind of structure within your own little bubble, however local you choose that to be, whether you go on to be a world leader or whether you choose to create those shifts within your own local world. It feels like you are someone who is not supposed to settle. And I know that the blue pill, in terms of, I've done these readings multiple times before, the blue pill is usually the more conservative option. But for you, it feels like even if you tried to lie and suppress your desire to grow, your curiosity to grow, your curiosity about like what else is out there, am I settling? Even if you suppressed that, it will come back. I do think that the blue pill, choosing the blue pill means that you're choosing an opportunity that is right in front of you right now. You're choosing an opportunity that is potentially safer in the sense of it's an opportunity that is chasing you. It's an opportunity that you do not have to wait for. It's an opportunity that you do not have to grow for or to discover or to seek. It's something that finds you because it wants you. And I think that this is an opportunity that you may have been running from for some time because you felt like it was just going to restrict you and mold you into something that you don't want to be. It feels like this opportunity is highly influenced by structural perspectives, whether that's your parents' desires for you to do something, whether that's your friend group's perspectives of what you should be doing, or whether that's some sort of internal perspective that you have of why are you like this. And so you may choose the blue pill because it feels like that's the right thing to do based on other people's experiences of what has been done, tried, tested, and true. I feel like you choosing that means that you are suppressing your shine in some way, at least temporarily. You're having to kind of assimilate or at least fit into a conventional form of living and achieving. It feels like this blue option is more about kind of doing something for now until you have the right resources or the right time to be able to do the red option later, if that makes sense, and pursue that feeling later. I think with the all knower here, group 2, this is about doing what is known to be successful rather than what is risky, what is unknown, and what hasn't been done before. I definitely think that choosing the blue option would be you choosing an option that you'd consider to be settling. Something that is safer, less risky, and something that other people have done, which could be influenced by other people's experiences then, and also by what other people know will work out for you if you do it. We're going to look at that density card from the guidebook though. Can you tell us more about density, please, Spirit? Density. Interesting. This portal affirmation is, I drop my burdens. Density can weigh down the physical body in more ways than just the literal sense of weight. Different bodies can carry different loads, emotional, family, relationships, mental, etc. In this situation, the recommendation is to relax and become more aware. By dropping the weight, we can make the journey easier by allowing yourself to stop, breathe, make space, and then continue on. That card is reversed for you. That tells me that you're more in the shadow aspect of this card, which is feeling like density is a weight that is pressing you down, knocking you over, slowing and sinking into you, taking more air and oxygen can make it less dense. Density can feel like suffocation and can feel like a burden that is slowing us down. The weight of a family expectation is what's coming to mind. I think that the blue option would be you needing to choose something safer for the sake of those that you care about, especially if you have kids, responsibilities to look after and provide for other people. Then I could see you needing to kind of take a less radical approach. I want to stress that group 2, I don't think that you are someone who will miss out on your hopes and dreams. I just think that you are someone who has many different roads to your success. And the blue option is a slower, less risky road. It doesn't mean that you won't get there. It doesn't mean that you won't ever have the chance again to pursue what you want. It does mean that you're having to consider other responsibilities. You're having to do what is safer, what is more known, and what is less risky, because you don't want to take that risk. So what will happen if you choose the blue pill? We have the Ace of Candles, Four of Candles reversed, Judgment reversed, Three of Presents reversed, and Temperance reversed at the back of the deck. Three of Presents is actually upright. So the Ace of Candles tells me that you will be seizing an opportunity if you choose the blue pill that presents itself to you almost immediately. It's something that still contains passion. It still offers expression. It still offers development of some sort of skill for some of you. Beginning or starting something for the sake of wanting to explore the growth of that opportunity. But with the Four of Candles reversed, it feels like that passion, that desire, is also being met with resistance to lose stability along the way. And I do think that following this blue pill option, seizing this opportunity, may even eventually lead to a moving, like you changing location for some of you, moving house and causing disruptions to your home life. But I think that this is something that you are trying to minimize. Choosing the blue pill is about you being very aware of what the challenges will be, rather than just leaving it open to the unknown. You can kind of prepare for what some of those challenges will be. I also think that this is less disruptive to your home dynamic in terms of family, children, parents, etc. With Judgment reversed, I think that what will happen if you choose the blue pill is you will be delaying the inevitable. I don't think that it's going to stop the situation from progressing. I just think that there is a delay here, a need to kind of troubleshoot, do some reinvention, and then through innovation with Judgment reversed, coming up with a solution that works for the situation. I think that you're going to realize more than ever, if you choose the blue pill, how much you want this to work and how high the bar needs to be. Even if you're kind of lost in the chaos of it all, which is life, right? Sometimes just living is chaotic without even being overburdened by additional challenges. Meeting the basic necessities to survive in this world can be a struggle in itself. So I think that there will be a period of survival mode for this group, even if they choose the blue pill, the safer option. You're still having to go into survival mode, kind of working on things. But I also think that you're never going to forget the overall goal, the long-term goal, and why it is that you chose the blue pill, and the fact that you're just delaying the inevitable in some way. So I do think that you're not going to necessarily settle by choosing the blue pill. You're more just giving yourself more space, more time to acclimate to the changes that are necessary to reach that final destination. I do think that if this has to do with love, you may have some stepping stones to get to that major sort of outcome in love. You may be kind of working yourself up to that major goal. And I think that this involves you gaining more lessons, more wisdom, more information through other connections along the way before you solidify that overall expectation and really achieve that overall outcome in love. Because I think this is a group that you don't fully understand what it is that you want until you have a little taste of what you could have. And so even by choosing the blue pill, you're going to get the chance to taste something that you could have, a little glimpse into where your expectations should be set, which I'm not going to lie is very high. It's that feeling of shoot for the stars, because even if you don't land there, at least you'll land on the moon. You know, like, you shouldn't be aiming for the clouds. You should be aiming for, like, Saturn. You should be aiming for Pluto. And then if you don't make it, at least you'll land on Neptune. You know, like, that's how far out you should be thinking. With the Three of Presents here, I think that choosing the blue pill will eventually lead you to making the connections that are resourceful and helpful in getting those long-term goals ticked off. I see a tangible upgrade. I see you almost needing more physical resources to be able to achieve your overall outcome. For some of you, if this has to do with love specifically, I see you meeting the right people who help align you with that situation that you need, that person that you're desiring, or that outcome that you are expecting. I do think that other people play a very supportive role in the blue pill option, even though at the beginning it feels like it's very much about you and you trying to do this your own way. I think that by the end, choosing this option helps you create a sense of, camaraderie with other people. I see other people being a big part of the process towards the end, and their support and loyalty being a huge push towards you setting that bar so high as you progress forward. And I do feel like this group could never truly settle. I think that your mind is very active and your ambition is very restless. It craves more. So your advice here: power to visualize a better world and mother. If you choose the blue pill, your advice is to nurture yourself and to continue nurturing the situation. See life as something that you nurture through your actions, however small they can be at that time, because I definitely think that for some of you, you have other things going on, especially if you are pregnant. Like, a child is even being mentioned here with the Ace of Candles, a birth, something else needing to take your attention before you can put all of your energy into this outcome. So continue to visualize a better world, even when you choose the blue pill option, and nurture your situation to ensure that you are staying open to the highest possible outcome, the best possible outcome, the highest possible good for yourself if you choose the blue pill. Let's have a look at the red pill now. What will happen? Well, first of all, Spirit, what is the red pill option? What is the red pill option for group 2? I think it's because I'm used to saying Deadpool. Red pull is very close. I don't know. Red pull just sounded right. And I was like, no, that's not right. What is the red pill option for group 2? We have Protect Your Heart, 47. What is the red pill option? We have Weight of Truth reversed. We also have Smother. And we have Cosmic Exploration at the back of the deck. Okay. What is the, sorry, I did yawn. What is the red pill option for group 2? What is the red pill option for group 2, please, Spirit? What is the red pill option for group 2? Okay. We have Solar Zenith and we have Parallel Universes. Running out of room over here, so please excuse the bit of mess, the messiness. Let's move that over a little bit. There we go. At the back of the deck, we have Golden Hour. Interesting. It's a little bit close to something else. Let's keep going. We'll pull some cards from this tarot deck now. Group 2, please, Spirit. What will happen if they choose the red pill? What will happen if group 2 chooses the red pill? Okay. Spirit is showing me the 8 of Wands. I'm seeing a lot of potential. What will happen if they choose the red pill? We have the 6 of Stars. We also have the Chariot. And can I get one more card, please, Spirit? What will happen if they choose the red pill? The Magician. Yeah, a lot of action over here. A lot of action. I'm hearing, move out, move out. Call of Duty's coming to mind. We have the Emperor at the back of the deck. So let's get your advice card, actually. What is the advice if they choose the red pill, please, Spirit? What is the advice if they choose the red pill? Back of the deck, we have child. So for some of you, this does involve fertility and starting a family versus doing things that may make life a bit too disruptive for a child. But I can see that so the red pill option, let's talk about that first. The red pill option feels a lot like you chasing after something that is yet to fully materialize, but you knowing that if you just keep pushing, it's going to start to become more tangible. There is a strong feeling of needing to act on something before you miss out on it. And where the blue pill felt like you were having to choose something that may be right in front of you, the red pill feels more like you pushing to create something that you are imagining will happen. Now, I do think that this side, like naturally the red pill is usually more radical, but the red pill option can easily be obtained through the right realistic steps, if that makes sense. A lot of this option right now exists in your imagination. It's you going after something that is yet to materialize, a parallel universe situation, in the sense of most of the people around you would be like, Group 2, you're crazy. Like, no one's ever done that before. Like, what you're saying doesn't make sense. It doesn't naturally match with what other people can physically, tangibly see, but it's something that I feel you in your heart know is true. You know that this is real, if that makes sense. So I think that choosing the red pill is about staying true to your feelings, staying true to what you know in your heart is real, staying true to a heartfelt desire, and trying to honor a part of you that this seems to be a part of your values, even like a promise that you may have made someone, a promise you made to yourself. The weight of truth reversed, it really feels like you're trying to let go of other people's projections, of other people's expectations, and go for something that may be very out of the box, which could look like pushing things to their limits until you have that opportunity in front of you. I do see this being more stressful of an opportunity, but it's because the reward is so high. Like, it's like I'm willing to risk all of this in order for that to happen, if that makes sense. And it does feel a lot like, kind of, for some of you, going into the dark and just like not really seeing many results for a long time. It's a very strong feeling of manifesting something, but doing it through a lot of effort, a lot of repetitive action. I think that this could translate well in terms of like a love thing. You really staying true to your overall manifestation in love, despite people telling you like, Group 2, why don't you just sign up to Tinder? Like, why don't you just date my cousin? Like, why are you doing this to you? Why are you torturing yourself? And you may be like, no, I know, like that right person is just gonna come into my life at the right time. Like, for some reason, it feels a lot like you convincing other people that your actions are just, you know, like you almost have to explain that this is the right thing to do to other people. With Smother here, it does feel like this involves really holding on to this situation. Like, the thing about Smother is it sounds like a really bad card, but the number is the number 30. It stems from a place of the Empress's nurturing, and with the right positioning, which you have, it can be a card of really holding on to something until the end. And I think that that 3 and that 0 is talking about you seeing some sort of plan, some sort of manifestation, some sort of waiting out of a situation until it materializes into that brand new high risk, fresh start that you were hoping for. And this does make me think of the Three of Wands and the Fool, as though you are yearning and pulling something towards you with only a glimpse of it at the horizon, knowing that if you just stay true to your intention and you continue to put your energy into it, it will pay off. It will materialize into this brand new fresh start that you need. So let's talk about that parallel universes card. It does feel like choosing the red pill is about you choosing something that other people would consider to be a little bit off the wall, like this concept that a lot of other people aren't necessarily comfortable with. But let's have a look at what the book can tell us. I also want to talk about that golden hour because that is very relevant. Parallel universes is the card that reflects the power of choice. How did you become who you are today? How did you get to where you are? Although all your lived situations, events, and experiences that we have throughout life are important factors, they are not the answer to these questions. They happen to play the role of the apparent ones, but the real determiner is choice. Even when we do not have choice or do not take it, we are still choosing. Every choice that you have made, no matter how small or irrelevant it seemed, attracted threads and threads of energy and has molded who you are today, as if you were a piece of clay dancing softly at the mercy of the rhythm. With each choice, infinite possible webs transpire in other realities. Many of the things that happen to us do not come through choice, but we are always choosing what to do with them. The decisions of the universe work in mysterious ways, but always in our favor. Our choices are sometimes correct, and other times we can make them to be correct. So let's talk about that golden hour real quick. I feel like that card really just highlights the energy of your reading, the parallel universe card. I think that passage is a lot about you going for something that you feel is possible, despite the fact that it hasn't maybe materialized yet. But this is also about you being hyper aware of choice, of action, of intention, of the law of attraction, and of how powerful your actions are in creating what you know is possible. There's huge manifestation vibes in both, but especially the red pill, to the point where you're very aware of everything you do and you're trying to be moderate and you're trying to kind of balance yourself out. Whereas the blue pill option was very much about trying to give in to the safer and kind of surpassing moderation, kind of indulging a little bit too much and not really waiting it out and staying balanced. So the red pill option, we have the golden hour card, a special and spatial light insight. So it is talking about that golden light when the sun illuminates the upper layers of the atmosphere before it is born. So this is literally like the sunrise feeling, and also is it a little bit afterwards as well, like the afternoon? Yeah. Sunrise and sunset. This period before the departure or after the arrival of the sun is where the sky looks free, clear, illuminated, and mystical. Light spreads in all directions through air molecules, spreading light energy throughout the environment. A sublime sunset changed the compass on my mattress. I no longer sleep on the asphalt of the harsh sensation. I open my mind and soul to all that expansion. Golden hour is really about this feeling of expansion and clarity and feeling illuminated right before your next cycle. So the red pill with that card reversed is a feeling of you needing to act on something that you aren't entirely sure of. You choosing to continue with something that you feel is about to materialize, but there's no confirmation. Whereas the blue pill, there is confirmation. The Ace of Candles is here. Somebody's giving you this opportunity and saying, hey, choose me. The blue pill is like, no, I know there's something better. I'm just got to wait for it. So what is going to happen if you choose the red pill? If you choose to hold on to this manifestation, if you choose to wait it out until the end? The Eight of Wands, the Six of Stars, the Chariot, this Magician. Honestly, it's a very positive tarot reading, especially with the Emperor at the back of the deck. There's a strong feeling of you really being in control, and maybe it is a little bit too controlling in the beginning, to the point where you're very harsh on yourself or you're very restrictive and having to be very responsible and very mature, to the point where maybe you're not a lot of fun to be around. That's how rigid you are in achieving this. But I think that all of your cards are talking about success. Choosing the red pill will require a lot more restriction, or at least, what's the word, of someone who's very strict on themselves. You may need to be very strict, but I think that you're going to see results almost immediately. With the Eight of Wands, I'm looking at something that is fast moving. I'm looking at the opportunity to create something very quickly. And I'm also seeing that your energy is very dynamic. So you may not actually have to wait that long for the better outcome in your mind. I do think that choosing the red pill will lead to some sort of movement as confirmation that this is going to pay off, and that you can trust that your actions and your consistency and your energy is going to pay off. The Six of Stars tells me that for some of you, this is going to lead to a loan that is in your favor, or some sort of contract coming out in your favor. But for all of you, it is representative of reciprocity, seeing confirmation that what you put in will be rewarded and paid back to you. I am seeing you needing to ask for help where and when necessary to maintain balance. And I think that as you progress with the red pill, a lot of that journey includes you balancing things out, and knowing when to ask for help, and knowing when to kind of gain more through helping others, if that makes sense. Now, if this is a love situation, I think that you're going to be very moderate and just very tempered with your energy, and you're going to be very aware of people who are willing to kind of match your energy. You're going to be very aware of people who aren't willing and who are expecting you to chase. And the red pill is really about you attracting the right thing to you by setting the standard and maintaining the standard. That's what this feels like. With the Chariot here, it does feel like things are going to progress quite quickly once you have established some reciprocity and this sort of mutual feeling, either through a contract that is beneficial or through a partnership that is beneficial. I see things moving very quickly for you after you choose the blue pill, even though it feels like you're in the dark at the time of making the decision. Once you have made that decision, the energy is very confirming from the beginning, until it leads to this Chariot moment of you being very determined to continue down this path. I see strong masculine energy in the red pill side. Chariot, the Magician, the Emperor, all the masculine archetypes talking about determination, willpower, manifestation, the power of the mind, the power of perspective, the power of action, and also consistency, stability, stoicism in certain energies. Because you have to be so strict, you have to kind of appear a little cold at times, and maybe even turn down a lot of opportunities to go off the rails. But I do see things working out for you with this red pill option. It all kind of culminates with this Magician card at the end here. Choosing the red pill option leads you to becoming this active manifester, and I definitely think that this isn't you peaking. I think that choosing the red pill makes you realize that your bar actually needs to be higher. You can achieve a lot more than what you originally set out for. You may even become somewhat of an instructor, or someone who is motivated to inspire others and to share your insights, your learnings with other people. I think that with the Magician being your last card, it's the peak of alchemy, choosing the red pill, realizing the power of manifestation, the power of affirmation, the power of the mind, the power of being consistent as well. It's not just about throwing out a wish into a wishing well and expecting it to happen. You've put a lot of effort into this as well. You've been receptive with the Eight of Wands, aware of when the tide is turning in a positive way, and going with that positive shift to ensure that you're upwind and ready to take any opportunity that presents itself. And then with the Six of Stars, knowing when to kind of be a little bit more balanced and conservative so that you're not overextending, but you're also accepting support and help when needed. And then with the Chariot, moving forward with conviction, determination, willpower, in order to get to this point with the Magician where you feel like you're literally capable of anything. So a lot of success on both ends in different ways, very different outcomes. The advice, if you choose the red pill, is to give yourself enough rest along the way. There's not going to be a lot of rest with the red pill, even though it feels like the less safe version. It's actually, things move very quickly if you choose the red pill. There's a lot of movement. So taking care of yourself is essential if you choose the red pill. Fueling yourself appropriately, making sure that you're getting enough water. It feels like this is going to create a very different you. I see physical changes. I see you being more aware of your vessel and what you need to be eating in order to feel the vitality needed to continue this path. You being very aware of your physical body and getting checkups to make sure that you can physically do what it is that you desire to do over here. And I think that with this Poppy card, it's very much about being in the moment. This card, Poppy, always makes me think of opium and heroin. And with that card reversed, it feels like we shouldn't be numbing ourselves. This is about staying present. This is about staying aware and about being connected to the present moment so that you can be aware of all the opportunities you're being offered, so that you can stay receptive and reactive to every opportunity that comes your way, seeing your challenges as little opportunities to pivot and move in new directions and re-strategize and reconsider a better way forward. Now, your other advice card is the Orchid card of fertility. This orchid looks a lot like an orchid my mother has that I bought for her birthday, and it's really looking like the red pill. Your advice is to just keep growing. This isn't peaking. This isn't peaking. Group 2, you weren't supposed to peak. In this lifetime, you're a group that is very expansive, very innovative, very dynamic. You have huge Uranus potential in terms of you are this entrepreneurial spirit who was really born into this timeline to be able to make the most out of everything in your own way. And I definitely think with the orchid, even if you choose the red pill, which I would consider to be more radical, your advice is to stay open-minded and keep thinking outside the box and keep striving to grow, stay nurturing, stay consistent, and stay ready for any new opportunity the universe may throw your way. So let's get closing affirmation cards for you now. What affirmation may be helpful for those who choose the blue pill? What affirmation may be helpful for those who choose the blue pill, please, Spirit? Okay. What affirmation may be helpful for those who choose the red pill? At the back of the deck, we have action, awaken the warrior woman within. It is reversed, so I think that overall, you just have to appreciate how your actions are going to have consequences in their own ways. And I use consequences lightly. It's quite a negative word, isn't it? I just mean that your actions have their own follow-up that is needed, regardless of which side you choose. If you choose the blue pill, your affirmation is head, logic, and evaluation. So this is really about being in planning mode and realizing that there are more than one ways. There is more than one way forward. There is more than one pathway to your road to success. You may need to plan it a bit better, but you can still achieve what you set out to do. It just feels like it's not so risky if you choose the blue pill. If you choose the red pill, this parallel universe, this does feel like your affirmation is mystery, secrets, and hidden meanings. This does feel like your biggest advice is to stay connected to your intuition, stay connected to that unknown, to that possibility of what if. Nobody else has done it before, but what if I can? What if? Questioning things, constantly challenging things, and allowing yourself to stay connected with what you know in your heart is real, because you will prove people very quickly, you will prove to people that you are right and that you were right. in that you are capable of things that a lot of people didn't think you could achieve. So your advice, if you choose the red pill, is to stay connected to that tenacity, to that audacity, but that strong intuitive feeling of the unknown. That's what I'm seeing for you, group 2, in your red pill, blue pill situation. That is what will happen if you choose each or the other. I hope this reading was informative. I hope it did help paint a bigger picture of what could happen either way. And I hope you feel more informed of what your opportunities are. You're a very exciting group. I really look forward to whatever the heck it is that you invent in this lifetime. Thank you so much for gracing my channel with your presence, your time, your energy, your support. I am so, so grateful to have you here. I wish you a prosperous, successful, abundant road ahead, and I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye. Hi group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this Amazonite palm stone, then this is going to be your reading. In today's video, we are asking Spirit, blue pill, red pill, what should you choose? Just to start your reading, I am going to be pulling some oracle cards which will tell us what your situation is about, and if that resonates, then you're more than welcome to get your messages. Otherwise, if it doesn't resonate, you may have messages in a different group, or this may not be your reading. So let's get into it for group 3, please, Spirit. What is going on with their situation in this red pill, blue pill experience? Sorry, you guys. I know we just started your reading, but it is so hot here in Australia, and I think I definitely need to get a drink of water. You know what's really sad, actually? It's not hot in all of Australia. My brother is down south, and he's still got cold weather. Unfortunately, up here in the top of Australia, it is very hot already. So if I do pause to get a drink, it's because I'm on the verge of dehydration. Let's get into it, group 3. What is going on with their situation? Why do they need to choose a blue pill or red pill outcome? What is group 3's situation? What is going on with group 3's situation, please, Spirit? Okay. Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. One more card. Thank you, Spirit. And can I please get a card to confirm for group 3, a card of confirmation? Thank you. At the back of the deck, we have the sword, number 77 in this deck. Your first card is In Between Worlds, 55. We also have Pink Bubble Fairy. That's the number 34. We have Ripe Fruits, which I believe is the number 33, yeah, in this deck. And we have Gifts from the Past, 59. We'll reveal your other card at the end. I just want to talk about your situation first. So with the sword at the back of the deck, it feels like you guys are in a situation where you are seeking clarity. You're wanting to take action, but you don't want to take indecisive action. You want to make sure that whatever you step towards next, it is with conviction. And I also think that you're afraid of taking a misinformed action. For example, acting prematurely without all the without all the information, or acting in a way that might be leading to premature circumstances. It feels like you are waiting for more information, or it feels like you're not confident that you have enough information yet to be able to move forward confidently. I do think some of you are expecting somebody else to reach out with the sword, but the sword is giving me like chivalry as well, just trying to do the right thing and trying not to make, I feel like for some of you, you want to make sure that nobody else gets hurt, or that your actions are like chivalrous. They're just, and whatever you do, it's with the intention of doing the right thing. if that makes sense, for yourself, of course, but also for others. Now, your other oracle cards kind of show that you're in a transitionary space. Some of you guys are feeling a little kind of stuck or stagnant right now. You kind of feel like things should move forward for you. You're trying to figure out a way to get things to move forward for you as well. But I feel like you're also not wanting to create unnecessary stress or challenges or change. So before you make these big decisions or changes, you just want to be sure that you're making the right choice. For some of you, your choice involves huge changes, and you want to be very careful. I think with excuse me, the pink bubblegum fairy, I was about to say bibble, oh my lord, that's from bloody Barbie and Fairytopia, if those of you who know. Anyway, the pink bubble fairy is interesting because that for me is like a wish, like a manifestation, or like not even like a realistic one. Sometimes it's about like the most unrealistic one, your like peak wish, you know, if you had a genie and they could grant you one wish type of wish. And with that card reversed, it either feels like in the situation of stagnancy or feeling stuck, you're afraid of either missing out on something that could be really, really good for you, and it's a situation of you don't know unless you try. And or that pink bubble fairy is saying that you're afraid that this may, like I'm hearing that it may not happen unless you make it happen or unless you do something to make it happen. I do think that this group is struggling with control. You're feeling conflicted around how much you should do versus how much you should leave up to other people involved or the universe. And so I feel like this group is really trying to kind of balance the efforts you put in versus the things that are out of your control, and trying to find where that fine line is. With Pink Bubble Fairy reversed, it does feel like what's on the line here is the chance to do something that you may have never thought that you were able to do, and really get this peak wish manifestation achieved. Ripe Fruits tells me there is a lot on the line in a positive way. There's a lot to be gained in this situation, and I think that some of you are in already a fairly abundant space in which you shouldn't necessarily want or need more, but you're seeing things kind of shift in a way where it is possible for you to achieve more. And so you're questioning, how far do I push it? I do think that in this situation, you're either coming from one or two backgrounds where you feel impoverished and like you really need to try to build more fertility, abundance, and growth, or you're feeling like things are already doing well, so why risk that for more? You know, it's either that you're afraid of sabotaging something good that you already have, or you're afraid of staying stuck in something and never getting anything good that you know you deserve, or that you know you should at least try to go for. It's weird here because this is a general reading. I'm not sure how many people are going to see this video, but I just feel like this group does have that distinction of either you're already very abundant and successful and the opportunities that you're looking at creating or the changes that you're looking at making would lead to further success, or you feel like you haven't had your fair chance yet to really go after what you want when it comes to abundance and prosperity. With this Gifts from the Past card, I think that in this situation, some of you are feeling like things are aligning towards movement, and I think that in this situation, there is like the resemblance of something from your past motivating you to keep pushing forward for your future, whether that's the passing of a loved one and something that you said to them, or their mere presence sort of guiding you and prompting you to want more. There is an interesting feeling of mortality here, as though you won't know unless you try. And I feel like that message has either come from a loved one, or it's something that you're telling yourself because you're afraid of like getting stuck in something and not really ever pushing that boundary to see what else could be. I do think that this group technically, like, I want to say that you have a lot to gain, but technically you don't have a lot to lose. I do think that your red pill, blue pill choices may just be about how far do you take it, because the situation that you're in currently is telling me that you're someone who likes to maintain control, and you're someone who is the creator of change in your life right now. I don't see disruptive sort of tower moments of destruction and chaos that is inflicted onto you. If anything, I could see that group 3, you're the ones that might make these big changes and cause major shifts. It seems to be something that is in your hand. So the question between the red pill, blue pill is like, how far do you take it, I believe. With gifts from the past, I do think that some of you are trying to fulfill some sort of promise or prophecy, some sort of like manifestation, some sort of goal, some sort of dream, an idea. I also think that gifts from the past is you trying to kind of overcome something that you told yourself when you were younger. Take it as that resonates, because I almost see like you, a younger version of you, saying like, this is what I want to be when I grow up, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to live, and now you have the chance to kind of do that. Otherwise, I do think that you're getting a lot of guidance from your spiritual team, especially loved ones who have passed. Let's have a look at your additional confirmation. We have gifts to the portal. Yeah, I do feel like this group is really good at manifesting. You kind of put it out there and you get it back. But I also think that this is a group that has made sacrifices, and you've done well to be able to create some form of stability. But the goal here is, how much more do I give in order to be successful? This group may be my like Wiccans as well. You guys may have altars, or even if you're like Catholic, I see like altars, you know, for like Mother Mary or even Jesus. Like, there's an interesting thing here of gifts and you being aware of gratitude and how you need to make kind of personal sacrifices to put the right energy out there. And what I mean by that is, for some of you, this is like altar offerings, even through like Buddhism, Hinduism. But it also feels like this is about like trying to feel good even when you're having those difficult days. Even when you just want to blow up and get angry, you calm yourself down and you remind yourself to be grateful for how far you've come. I feel like this is a group that is very aware of energy, and that you have some form of practice to kind of keep yourself in check and tempered and balanced and harmonious, so that you can kind of manage those stressful, challenging situations better. Other than that, if you don't consider yourself to be very tempered, I just feel like this is a group that has made sacrifices to kind of get to where they are today. So if that resonates, then this is definitely your group, group 3. Let us continue and look at your blue pill, red pill choices in depth. We're going to start with the blue pill as always. What will happen if group 3 chooses that blue pill, spirit? Starting with this oracle deck again, I'm going to ask what the blue pill option is for group 3. What is the blue pill option for group 3? We have under a spell, 50. And we have someone soon, 43. We also have gallery of those who came before. Wow. Okay. At the back of the deck, we have can't be caught, number 10. What is the blue pill option for group 3, spirit? What is the blue pill option for group 3? What is the blue pill option for group 3? We have infinity, and infinity is reversed. Oh my gosh. The back of the deck, we have Pluto. Okay. It's about to get real. What will happen if group 3 chooses the blue pill? Yoda. Yoda. What will happen if group 3 chooses the blue pill? Okay, we have the 8 of Needles reversed. We also have the 10 of Potions reversed. So needles are swords, potions are cups. No. What else will happen? We have the Seven of Presents, so that's the Seven of Pentacles, and at the back of the deck we have the Ten of Candles, the Ten of Wands. Okay. What is the advice if they choose the blue pill? My nose is being silly. Wow. The back of the deck we have Wealth, which is the Tiger Lily. The cards that came out for you were Dahlia, Patience, and we have Iris, Wisdom. Interesting. So let's talk about what the blue pill is first. So the blue pill option would include you breaking out of some sort of cycle that you've been in and trying to create something that I feel would still be a new opportunity for you, but it feels like this is about being realistic and staying a little grounded. I see with Infinity reversed, you're eliminating the kind of ambience of possibilities by keeping it local. It still feels like you're going to make changes to your current circumstances and your life is still going to progress, but it does feel like the goal here isn't to make it too big, too drastic with Infinity reversed. I think with someone soon, this would look like you going for something tangible in the near future instead of waiting or continuing to kind of build over a long period of time, in the sense of it almost feels like you would have to take an offer immediately or act on communication or information that you receive in the near future rather than kind of wait longer or kind of build momentum and wait for something bigger. That's what it feels like. This feels like action that is taken soon, and it feels like it's something a lot more realistic, something more local for some of you. And it also feels like it's about making the most out of an opportunity that is presenting itself to you now, rather than waiting for something better or bigger, should I say. The gallery of those who came before is an interesting point of reflection. The blue pill option is a reflection of you taking action, immediate action, for the sake of making something out of something. You know, like it feels like this isn't necessarily settling, but it is a feeling of, well, this is better than I thought it could be. So let's just, sit here and call it a day. That's what it feels like. It feels like the safer option, as always. Like usually red is more radical in terms of blue pill, red pill. But the safer option for you is still a progression from where you started. It still feels like success. It still feels like you have this moment of looking back and going, I did pretty well, actually. Maybe I didn't go to the top of the pyramid, or maybe I didn't go to the point where I could see if there was a top of the pyramid, but I got further than I thought. And you still feel happy with your results. The blue pill option is still an option that I feel is a lot further than you thought you could get. And I also think that the blue pill option is you still having people proud of you, if that's what you're worried about. There's still this feeling of you getting further than others, and other people looking up to you and using you as an example of what could happen if you push your limits or if you try, or as a success story, full stop. Now, in terms of what will happen after you choose the blue pill, we have these tarot cards here, which are telling us that you are going to make peace with your decision. The Eight of Needles reverse says that you will feel more at peace, and you will also feel like a sense of clarity to the point where you're not going to regret the action. I think if anything, you're going to tell yourself, like, this is still great. Like, this was a good choice to make. With the Eight of Needles reversed, it feels like you're getting out of a stuck situation. The blindfold is off and you're able to see your situation more clearly. It does feel like there's a sense of relief here, as though the weight of some sort of action is taken off your shoulders. Maybe this desire to constantly evolve and grow and be more is a heavy burden of pressure to bear. And you were very uncertain of like what you could do next to continue to emulate that kind of success. So the Eight of Needles reverse does feel like you getting to breathe and getting to see your situation more clearly. I also think, though, with the 10 of Potions reversed, you are going to feel, aside from mental clarity and this relief of burden, emotionally, I do think that you're going to feel like you didn't try hard enough. Either you're going to be really hard on yourself, or you're going to feel like you let other people down. There is almost this feeling of wondering, like, if I just kept going, what would happen? And I think with this 10 of Potions reversed, it's not that you don't get your happy ending. It's more that you have to kind of manage your emotional expectations to match the consequences of your actions, if that makes sense. And you have to kind of recenter what you expect because of what you've done. And that does feel like, you know, having to explain to your 5-year-old child why you can't go to Disneyland this summer when you've just lost your job. That's what it feels like. It's like you're talking to yourself going like, hey, I know we had some crazy plans, but this is the reality now. Like, we have to manage our emotional expectations and not get too disappointed, realizing that it's still a win. Like, it does feel like at times this energy of like, what if, keeps coming back to mind. And with the 10 of Potions reversed, you're only really thinking about it for the sake of other people or your younger self. Like, dang, I wish I could have done that so that I could say to my children, like, look what I did, you know, or like I say to my younger self, like, look what we did. That's what it kind of feels like. With the 7 of Presents here, upright albeit, I still see growth over here. I still see success over here. This choice isn't failure. I want to emphasize that. Just because you're choosing the blue pill, if that's what you choose to do, doesn't mean you fail. It means that you take the steadier route. You choose an opportunity that's right in front of you. You choose to go for something that you feel is going to offer you a fresh start right here, right now. And you choose to do it because it is still better than what you thought you could achieve. And with the 7 of Presents over here, which is Pentacles, it does feel like the outcome is slow growth. The outcome is you slowly getting to a point where you feel like, okay, like, you know what, the amount of effort and time and plan that I put into this, there's no way we're going back to where we came from. There's a sense of security in this choice as well, and it may not kind of get as far as what maybe the red pill option could be, but we haven't even looked at that yet. But it is still a lot better than where you started for the 7 of Presents to be here. You've planted your seeds, you've, you know, cultivated your crops, and what you're harvesting is still a lot more than what you started with. So your advice, if you choose the blue pill, is to have patience with yourself mostly, especially as you emotionally adjust to the consequences of your actions, forgiving yourself and not being too hard on yourself, especially if you're projecting your loved one's point of view, and you're kind of assuming that you've let them down. I really don't think that you will. I also think that this patience card is talking about the process itself, having patience with the results. Even though this seems to move fairly quickly in terms of removing that blindfold, that 8 of Needles moment where you can feel like there's a burden off your shoulders immediately, the success and the material abundance seem slow moving. And so we're needing to have patience with the results of that. With Wisdom reversed, I do think that your advice is more of like a cautionary message of, if you know yourself well, I think you would know that even if you choose the blue pill, there's a part of you that's always going to wonder, like, what if? And with Wisdom reversed, it's the strong feeling of needing to know that and accept that about yourself when you choose this option. Can you live with that questioning? And can you make peace with your decisions? For Wisdom to be here in the reverse position, it does feel like this is a lesson that you will teach to others, or this is an experience that you will share with other people. It gives me that vibe of like connecting with an elder in your family and them telling you, like, I had the chance to meet the Queen one day. All I had to do was like get down to the docks in time to board the ship, and I could have been there, you know, like, and it just feels like a once in a lifetime kind of thing, the way that you look back on it in the future. So I do think that that card is more of like a cautionary message of, can you reconcile and accept the consequences of your actions? So that's what I'm seeing for the blue pill. Let's get one more card of affirmation. What card may be most helpful in terms of guidance or affirmation for those who are choosing the blue pill option? Ooh. What card of guidance or affirmation may be helpful? Okay, we have speak up. At the back of the deck is create. Nurture your creative energy. So if you choose the blue pill, Spirit's closing affirmation is that you are a creator and you are someone who can achieve things that you seem to really put a lot of effort and energy into. You're a hard worker, I feel, this group. Like, you really do know how to kind of choose these decisions so that they are realistic while also being somewhat visionary. Like, I think that what you're going to achieve is something that you should honestly feel very proud of, regardless of whether you choose blue pill, red pill. And that's kind of your closing affirmation, is you have nurtured your creative energy regardless of what you choose. So you should feel proud for that. And we also have speak up. Use your voice to express yourself. I feel like this card is highlighting this inner dialogue that you may have throughout this decision-making process. And I feel like it's about really just being honest with yourself about why you're wanting to choose this, what it means for you, and what it will lead to. This inner dialogue is going to help you find that peace in whatever choice you choose. But I also think that if it's information that you need in this situation, you shouldn't be afraid to ask questions and to really kind of engage with the right people in order to get your answers, whether that means you calling, emailing, researching, connecting with a professional, or getting more information in a really proactive way. I think that as long as you get all the information that you can't technically be upset with the decision that you choose, because it will be well informed. Even if it is this blue pill option, it will be well informed. So let's have a look at the red pill now. I'm like not weirded out, but I'm a bit nervous to see like what this red pill could be, because in my opinion, the blue pill does still feel quite radical. Like, regardless of what you choose, group 3, I think that there are some big changes happening for you. And that under a spell card made me think that the blue pill option is very attractive to you and something that feels very exciting. So I'm curious to see how the red pill could top that. What is the red pill option for group 3? We have black hole. Oh my God. At the back of the deck, we have cosmos. So where we had infinity, the Cosmos card is the only color card in this deck, actually. It's the first time I've seen that card. Where we had infinity blocked, we have Cosmos over here. Trying to say, like, yeah, the possibilities are endless. Oh my God. Especially with black hole, like, dang. What is the red pill option for group 3, please, Spirit? What is the red pill option for group 3? What is... Okay. Interesting. Sneakiness may be involved as well. We have the Ace of Stars. I just realized I did that wrong. I was supposed to do the cards at the bottom, but oh well. The 5 of Stars and the Flower of Life. At the back of the deck, we have the 8 of Crystals. Again, that's the 8 of Needles, 8 of Swords. So what will happen if they choose? What will happen if they choose this red pill situation? Wow. Oh my God. What will happen if they choose? This red pill. The back of the deck, we have Make Believe reversed. Oh my God. Okay. We have the Sword coming out again. That was in the start of your reading. We have the one who hides the sun, and we have the one who needs to control. And what is the advice for those who choose the red pill? We have Tiger Lily, wealth. Wow. And at the back we have immune support, which is echinacea. Might be saying that wrong. Okay, let me just wipe my nose real quick. I am very scared about this red pill situation, to be honest with you. I think that this is a classic case of how radical is sometimes too far. Okay? Radical is sometimes too far. Like, I'm a huge believer in Uranus radical sort of change to the point of helping humanity evolve and being progressive with our points of views for the sake of individuality and self-expression. But when it's taken to this level, it feels megalomaniac-like. Sorry, group 3, we were just cut off by my camera. But yeah, as I was saying, I think that this red pill option is you taking things a little too far. For this group, the blue pill is about breaking cycles and going for something that isn't out of this realm, but it's still a lot further than what you expected, and it feels like you're doing that for the sake of your loved ones. Like, you're eventually, this road to success that you're on is eventually going to impact your happiness, your well-being, because it's going to impact your relationships. It feels like you may be wanting to be successful to the point where those around you are finding it hard to stay connected to you. They're finding it hard to maintain their relationship with you because of the sacrifices that you're making, because of the desire that you have. And I'll be honest with you, choosing the red pill feels like it is about choosing greed, just to throw that word out there. It feels like the red pill option is about you going full bull, throwing yourself into the abyss, like, at all costs, I have to succeed type of energy. And with the Ace of Stars, this is a strong feeling of, I have a lot of potential to cultivate. I have a lot of projected success in front of me. And I feel like you're doing this because you're seeing signs of success now, but you want to take it further. The red pill is about you really stepping into the unknown here and taking things to another level with Black Hole, which in fact I do need to read from the book for that card, because there is a message for you in there from the creator of this oracle deck. Please help me get the right messages for group 3 with this Black Hole card. The Black Hole card is about healthy limits. At the interior of a black hole is a concentration of mass so large and dense that nothing can escape from it, no material particle, not even light. They prevent the passage of light and even absorb it. They also signify the death of a massive star. If you are close to a black hole or find yourself within one, take the time to reconnect with your inner light. No person or thing should be able to cut off your light flow or absorb it to the point of leaving you in complete darkness. This curious phenomenon of the universe is so dense that it does not allow anyone in its vicinity to shine. We can keep investigating and learning about it, but we should always maintain a healthy distance so it does not absorb us. The portal activation mantra is work within healthy limits. So I think that this red pill is scary for you guys because there is the potential to take it too far based on the oracle cards that I'm seeing. The situation itself, I think, starts off with good intentions. You choose the red pill because you think you can pull this off. You're like, you know what, I know that there's a lot of unknown, but I also am confident that I can do this within healthy limits. I'm confident that I am able to maintain like a healthy balance, or I can have my cake and eat it too. I'm confident that I can cultivate a successful career and still be a supportive, loving parent. And then with the Ace of Stars to the Five of Stars, those are pentacles, by the way, in this deck. it just feels like the more material success you get, the less kind of connected to the reason why you're doing it you become, to the point where it's never enough. Like, this red pill doesn't have to be like this. It's more like a cautionary warning. Your pursuit of happiness takes you further away from happiness in this scenario. And I think that it starts off with good intentions. The Ace of Stars is a lot of promise for you. It's a lot of potential. It's like, wow, look at what you're doing. This is amazing. And it also feels like it's something that in your mind is going to last a long time. So you're like, I can do this. I can create that kind of intergenerational wealth, and I'm going to make sure that I set up my loved ones. But with the Five of Stars, it does seem to come at some sort of price towards connection. And you seem to be choosing the red pill because you're more focused on, I'm never going back to that impoverished state. I'm never going to allow my loved ones to be in a state of poverty. Like, there's a strong feeling of you trying to break some sort of cycle and trying to better yourself for the sake of others as well. I also think that you are genuinely of the belief that you have something good that you can do with the success. Like, there's a lot of good that you can achieve. And I think you start with really good intentions and you're aware of the risks, but you think you can do it within healthy limits. With the Flower of Life reversed, it does feel like you are somewhat disconnected from the higher purpose by choosing this pill, because I think that you could have a healthy balance. Like, you could kind of pick like a third option even, where you're still allowing growth, but you're not doing it for greed. And I think that the red pill is more so, this outcome at least will be because you've taken things too far, because you are motivated by this need to have more, this desire to have more in a material sense that is very imbalanced. And it may take years. You may be able to feign happiness and connection for years before it falls apart, but just stay connected to the Flower of Life, to those around you, to the reason, to the why all of this is important. Don't lose your sense of purpose and get so wrapped up in this pursuit of success. Because I think that over a long period of time, if you continue that trajectory of making sacrifices and really throwing yourself into this black hole, you're going to lose your light. So it doesn't have to be that way. That's why you're at this reading, so you can get the heads up. But let's have a look at what will actually happen if you choose this red pill now. So the oracle cards are shocking. I will be honest with you. The Sword reversed, denial. The One Who Hides the Sun, just a heavy feeling of burden and emotional. To be honest with you, this feels like depression, but it's not specifically that for your case. But this card reversed would usually, or this card upright would usually indicate emotional and a severely impacted emotional state. And then the One Who Needs to Control is giving me like megalomaniac vibes, a very distorted masculine energy of feeling like you need to constantly be in this provider energy rather than just being present, you know? And I think that that's why the Eight of Crystals was at the back of the deck. You're not fooling anyone. You need to make sure that if you choose this pill, it's for the right reasons and that you stay connected to your purpose. Otherwise, you'll lose it all. The foundation that you create, don't lie to yourself. But worst of all, don't lie to those who love you, who trust you, and who want to support you. Choose the red pill for the right reasons. Otherwise, it will come back to bite you. So the outcome of the red pill is a very slow descent into chaos if you don't stay true to the purpose, to the why all of this is important, and to the why you're making so many sacrifices on your emotional well-being. I do think that there is a healthy medium, and I think that you need to see the extreme of both choices so that you can be conscious of what you should be doing throughout this process. You are someone who is going to achieve a lot of growth and wealth, but at what cost, Group 3? At what cost? I do think that the overall outcome in the worst way is that You are going to alienate those who you started this journey with, those who supported you the most, those who loved you the most, those who knew you the most. And you may end up being surrounded by yes people, people who will just say whatever you want them to say so that they can stay in your good graces of wealth and abundance. And it feels like the less honest you are to yourself, the more you attract this kind of fake energy around you. So just be aware of that as you continue forward. This is a cautionary tale. It is not an honest prediction. That's not how this has to be. It is literally the worst case scenario to ensure that that doesn't happen for you. You don't deserve to live like that. You deserve connection, and you can have your cake and eat it without regretting not taking it so far. But it is about doing things for the right reasons. And your advice card, Tiger Lily, here is to keep pursuing your prosperity and abundance. You are someone who was destined to be somewhat wealthy in this lifetime, but I don't think you have to take it that far, sweet soul. Let's get some closing advice for your red pill guidance. What else can you tell group 3 about their red pill guidance? Experience, I should say. New beginning. Have courage to open a new door. That's the thing about all of this. I'm not going to lie. You are the creator, regardless of which side you choose. A lot of responsibility is in your hands in terms of how this works out. I do think that overall you should feel confident to embrace a new beginning. It's just about how you make those necessary changes, plans, and routines along the way to keep a healthy balance of connection and honesty and values, so that you don't lose that reason why all of this is important. At the back of the deck, we do have growth, overcoming limitations. I think that you are someone who is either very powerful, an insane sort of pusher of boundaries and limits when it comes to success and achievement. But again, at what cost? You know, be aware of how that growth sometimes isn't going to matter if it's not growing in the right direction. You know, like I almost feel like that upside down plant is an indication of you destroying your roots, and then how can you truly grow? Your roots form a part of who you are, but it also can be like your core values. It can be those close loving people who help feed you, water you, nurture you, and support you when you really push yourself to those limits. So keep your roots healthy, and you can have your cake and eat it, group 3. I hope this reading was helpful for you. It was very different to the other 2 groups in terms of the format. I feel like you got a very extreme outcome on both sides to kind of help paint the possibilities. But again, this wasn't a full-blown prediction reading. Your fate is in your hands, especially you, group 3, all of us technically, but you are a mass creator is what I feel, and the actions that you take in this lifetime will impact a lot of people, for better or for worse. You will have a profound legacy to leave behind, and it does give me intergenerational vibes, something that is going to be worth sharing with those who come after you. So make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and give them a good story to talk about. Honor your values, honor your why, and make sure that your purpose is woven like the key fabric in all of the success that you create. I hope this reading was helpful and informative for you. It's been a pleasure to read for you, group 3. I have no idea who the heck you are, but have a wonderful, prosperous, successful life ahead. Look after your beautiful self, and I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye.